But he made me go by 3:30, and he was like trying to like hang out with me for an hour without really asking me on a date.
Okay.
And then he was like really oddly pushy about, like, he's like, Koreans love to drink, why aren't you getting a drink?
Welcome, beautiful people, to the Lost and Local podcast. We're Adam
and Hannah,
two Korean citizens who grew up abroad and are now figuring out life in Korea.
Join us as we share stories and our honest perspective on what it means to be lost and local.
Awesome. So we have a juicy topic today, as some of you might have seen in our description. We are going to be talking about dating. All right.
Okay, ready for today's icebreaker?
Yes, let's do it.
Adam, what was your most awkward or hilarious first date?
Okay, so my most awkward first date was a blind date. So I was living in Oregon at the time, and I was a college student, but I was visiting a family down in SoCal, and they happened to know this Korean girl that was close to my age. At the time, I was like 23-ish, 24-ish. I'm not sure exactly when. I kind of started school late. So I fly down to California, spend time with the family, and they're like, oh, we want to set you up on a blind date with this Korean girl. So I'm like, oh, sure. I mean, like, she's like, they were a Caucasian family. They were the missionaries from Indonesia.
Oh.
So they just knew she was a Korean girl, and they thought, hey, Korean, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So
but she's Korean American though, right? She's not like Korean from Korea.
I thought she was Korean American. So I get there, and she had only been in America probably about 5 years. So her English was decent, but it wasn't native.
Yeah.
So we're just enjoying our dinner. She's kind of quiet, kind of like the typical, like you would think if she's not confident in English, I'm kind of having to steer the conversation. So I can't really honestly remember too much about the conversation, but she's like, I wanted to introduce you to my father. And I'm like,
on the first date?
yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like,
wow.
Interesting. So we go to a hospital, and he's on his deathbed.
Oh no.
And then he like grabs my hand and grabs her hand and puts our hands together. And is like basically hoping before he passes that his daughter can find a husband.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
That is so awkward.
Yeah. Very, very awkward. So that's my most awkward Adam. First date.
You know, the more I listen to your stories, the more I'm surprised that you're like kind of a yes man. Because remember, like this Korean person came up to you and was like, come to my church. And you're like, oh, okay. And you go. And then someone else is like, let me set you up. Oh, okay. Do you want to meet my father even though I've just met you? Oh, okay.
Well, I guess I just don't want to like say no to people right away. I don't want to be like that person that's like the negative person that just says no. So I figured, okay, we'll just see what happens. I mean, I just met you. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to meet your father, even though it's very awkward.
I would say no.
It's been so long, but I just remember going to the hospital, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Did you drive her to the hospital or?
I can't even remember the semantics, but we were at the hospital, and he was literally dying soon.
Oh my, okay. Sorry I laughed, but
yeah.
It's just so absurd.
Yeah.
It's so absurd. Oh,
and it honestly kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
I was not ready for like a deep commitment relationship at that point.
Wait, so what happened afterwards? You're just like, nice to meet you. Bye.
Yeah, I went back, and I was staying with that family because they lived in SoCal. And then they were asking me like, how did it go? Et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's nice and stuff. And then I told them about the awkward situation. And I was still finishing school in Oregon. So it wasn't like something that, I don't know, it could have been it basically would have been like an arrangement marriage.
Yeah.
And at the time, I couldn't wrap my mind around an arrangement marriage. And I'm just like, thank you so much for introducing me to her. She was pretty. She was like, probably like a 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
And she was willing. Like, she was really open to me. I don't know. Maybe she wanted her citizenship. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know.
Or maybe she just like wanted to be safe, like secure.
Yeah.
Before her dad leaves.
She technically came from a different culture than I did.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of flummoxed. Like, she's so willing to be open to this possibility. And I didn't even really know her.
Wow.
But I think I was too westernized at the time.
Yeah.
Because I was still very early on in my experience with the Korean American culture and Korean churches. So this was kind of like way beyond my understanding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't, because I met my future wife later.
Yeah.
But that was very awkward.
But there are stories where people get married like that.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy.
Yeah. And if I would have been, I don't know, if I would have been more open to it, but I didn't feel like, not having my degree yet, I didn't really feel, I was a little bit more traditional at the time. And I'm like, I can't get into a super deep relationship this committed if I'm not even bringing home a lot of money and I can't even support the family at the time. So I was just like, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
So.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked that you would go all the way to the hospital.
I know. It was crazy. So how about you, Hannah? What was your awkward or hilarious first date?
Yeah, I should have gone first because, you got to build the awkwardness, but yours was much more awkward than mine.
You asked if I wanted to go first. I was like, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No worries. No worries. Okay. So my awkward first date, it was also my friend set me up with her friend from high school, I believe. Like I met her in grad school and she's like, oh, you want to like meet my friend? He's also a teacher and in Boston. So I was like, oh, that's great. Like I'm open to getting to know another teacher. And I don't know, maybe my view of setups are a little more casual. I'm just kind of like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, maybe we can still stay friends because we have like a mutual friend. But I'm after that encounter, I think I realized that Koreans are very much like either you're my friend or we're dating. Like we can't have an overlap. So, but that's not the awkward part. So I go and he like made a reservation at an Italian restaurant. It's nice. And like, we're like having dinner and the conversation just kind of stalls, like we're just getting to know each other. It's not going to flow. But then I was asking him like, oh, like, how did you become a teacher? And most teachers, they don't do it just cause. They usually have a calling or like there's
a passion.
Yeah,
like
there's
an
like a
instrumental
reason.
Situation that happened in their life.
Yes, there's a reason that usually like gets them into teaching. There's some like underlying passion or story.
Sure.
But he didn't really have one. And then he was saying like, oh, I really don't like teaching. I really don't like kids. Like they're so stupid. The other day I was like yelling at them because they're really stupid. And the student like told the office that I was yelling, like all this stuff. And he says it so nonchalantly. And I'm just like, are you like hearing yourself? You sound crazy. Like you sound like an unsafe adult to be in this teaching space.
That's crazy.
And I was just getting like really weird vibes. And so I was like, oh, I think I'm going to bounce. Like, I'm not going to stay. But, just like I went on dates more in my like mid 20s. So I just felt like I should, like offer to split the bill, even though I thought because he asked me out on a date, he should cover the dinner. But when I was like, oh, do you want to split the bill? He's like, yeah. Oh. And then we split the bill. And I'm just like, it was like nice meeting you. Like, it's so nice that our friend introduced us. I would love to like hang out as a group. And that's where he was like, no, we're either dating or we're friends. We can't be in the middle. And I was like, oh, I see. I'm going to leave. So I left and it was like a little unnerving, but I didn't really think about it because I was like, I'm not interested in him. But then the next week, my friend was like, hey, just wanted to let you know in case you were interested in him, he got fired. And I was like, that's weird. And I was like, why did you introduce me to him? Did you not know he was this kind of person? And I was just like relaying what the date was like. And she was like, oh, I didn't think that deeply. You just asked if I just asked if you wanted to meet one of my friends and you said yes. So I just introduced you. And so that was also a little awkward because I was like, I thought she put in some thought and like thought about like chemistry and like fit, but she was literally just introducing me to anyone she knew. So
I mean, I guess she had good intentions, but then I don't know.
But overall, it was really awkward.
Yeah, that's really awkward. Given the fact that you're kind of like, wow, we have like a kindred spirit. We both have a passion for teaching. Like this will be a really good date. We'll have plenty to talk about.
Or so I thought.
It's interesting though. I guess I give him credit for being honest because he could have been like, oh, I love teaching to try to impress you.
Mm-hmm.
But instead he was just unapologetically himself.
Which got him fired.
Yeah. But maybe he has found someone that likes the forthrightness, but
I hope so. And I hope he found a career that he actually likes.
Yeah, that is awkward. I just want to thank Hannah for always preparing a lot of these topics and questions. So we're kind of a good team because she does a lot of the creative side and then I do a lot of the editing. So it really balances itself out. So we both work really hard, but we work on different things. So yeah,
teamwork.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. Next question is, how do you define dating and what shaped your definition?
Oh, when I made these, I didn't think about how hard some of these questions are. This is really interesting. I think my parents were sort of key figures in defining dating for me. They were very strict when I was growing up. So I grew up in a missionary bubble. So everyone from my neighbors all the way to like my classmates, everyone was a missionary kid and their parents were missionaries who were working with my parents. So you would think that my parents would be more like open to me getting to know people in that neighborhood, but they were like, you can't date, like you're a student, your duty to God is to be the best student you can. And like, work on your talents, not really like date. And so I remember being like, oh, dating is only for marriage. And if I'm not ready to be like financially responsible or independent, I shouldn't even think about dating. So for me, I never dated until college. Like I didn't think about dating until college. And I think I was just also a very late bloomer because I was constantly trying to learn new languages and like new cultural norms. And I was like moving every time I got a little comfortable. I think it took me a while to feel really comfortable somewhere. And by then I was moving. So I didn't really have the capacity to date. But that was how I viewed dating. And so when my friends were like, oh yeah, he asked me out and we're dating, I'd be like, so are you going to get married? And they're like, why would I get married?
They're like, why would we?
Yeah, it's for fun. So I think from an early age, I think I already knew all the ways my parents kind of primed me to think about dating is very different from how other people are operating, but I'm okay with my parents' definition.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not normal. At least where I'm from.
Yeah. In my friend group, though, it was pretty common.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't have, like, from my hometown, not that many people started dating until, like, later high school. And even then, they're a little more, like, cautious about it.
Oh. So it wasn't even, like, a peer pressure thing. Your cohorts of junior high and high school all were kind of that way anyway?
My close friends, yeah. But like when I moved to Korea.
That's right, because you weren't with your parents.
Yeah, I saw a lot of more casual dating. And it was absurd. Like people would date for 2 weeks and then break up. And so I just be like.
You did get the exposure to that.
Yeah, I did see that. They just weren't my close friends. My close friends weren't dating like that.
Wow. That's interesting. So after you went off to college, then did your parents like, hey, be careful about dating when you're in college? Or did they say anything else? Because it seems like they kind of had their opinion when you were in high school. They kind of gave you the blessing to just go out there and try to mingle with people.
So by college, suddenly they were like, why aren't you dating?
Oh, really?
And I'm like, do you not find this ironic? Like,
oh,
I'm still the
wow.
same me, and now you're suddenly like, why aren't you dating? Like, do you have any guys that you're interested in? And I'm pretty like open with my mom. I kind of share everything, and I just be like, oh, you know, like these Koreans, these MKs here at school, they're oddly Korean. They're like really emphasizing the hierarchy, and they're like, why don't you speak Korean to me? And I really don't like the way that they're approaching.
Oh, even in your bachelor's degree.
Yeah, in
university.
college. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like back in Yeon's episode, we were sharing that there were Koreans, like Korean study abroad students, and there were also like other TCKs who grew up in like different countries, but they were all like very, very strict about certain like hierarchical things, and their first language wasn't English. So I think they felt really uncomfortable by the fact that I could blend in a lot and they just couldn't. So I didn't really hang out with them. And then our church community was really tight. Like it was like a group of 15 people. We would eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. We would like do Bible studies twice a week. Every weekend we're like at church. So to me, I was like, I don't think it's safe to date within this circle. It's too tiny. 15 people. If you break up, that kind of, you know, it's awkward. So I didn't really have that many opportunities to date, but because I went to a Christian college, and I think you can relate to this, almost everyone came in with like a high school sweetheart that they knew that they were going to get married to, or they met someone like during orientation of freshman year and they got married by their senior year. It's called ring by spring.
Yes. Especially in Christian schools and the smaller universities, there is definitely the ring by spring. And that was something in my day in the university. So it's interesting that it continued on even in your generation.
And I talked to someone who's still in college. She's also attending a really small, like, biblical college. She said it's the same thing. Like most of her friends got married by their senior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because I think we could put an asterisk there, because I think the thought process is they don't want to end up having like premarital relationships with each other, and they're so like in a kind of a bubble of intensity of focusing on their relationship with God and with church and learning whatever they're majoring in. So they have the mentality that it would be better to get married now than to either like burn with a lot of temptation or and just end up doing some mistake that they're going to regret. So it would be interesting to see if there are statistics on how many of those ring by spring university marriages, what the percentage is in terms of divorce.
It's pretty high.
Oh, really?
I remember because I worked at admissions and they would track that kind of thing. And the divorce rate was actually pretty high.
Because they're so young and so idyllic at that time. They don't even know themselves yet. Yeah. Sidebar, when I was in university, there was a young man and woman. We all knew them. They were freshmen and they got engaged, got married when they were sophomores. And by their senior year, or soon after, maybe it was after graduation, she basically divorced him.
Oh.
And he actually wanted the marriage to continue. She had basically cheated on him.
Oh no.
And so he wanted to forgive her and be like, let's work on the relationship. But she fell in love with the other guy. So she left him.
Oh gosh.
And that kind of like reverberated. We were like, oh, okay. Like, let's be careful about.
And everyone knows. That's the other thing about Christian colleges. Like, they're so tiny that you know, even though you don't personally know that person, it's like, hey, you know someone's friend, like, everyone knows everyone's dirty laundry.
But there are good stories. There are people that I know to this day that went to university when I did, and they're still happily married.
Yeah,
so
of course.
There's good things to that.
There's good things. Yeah, but that was me. What about you?
Yeah, well, because I didn't grow up in a Christian home and I didn't grow up in the church, there wasn't really any like religious understanding of dating. Of course, being in a small town and you didn't have, well, again, it was just a different culture. So I grew up, unlike you, I never had conversations with parents about, okay, here's the expectation about dating. Yeah, by that time I was the sixth child in the family. And then my parents divorced and there was all kinds of issues with my family. So we never really talked. At least I don't recall. We never really talked about dating.
I see.
But ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to be married. I mean,
That's so endearing.
literally, I would pretend. I remember this one girl named. Should I even name names?
Yeah, don't name
I
her.
won't name names.
She's probably happily married.
Yeah, I'm
somewhere.
sure she's not watching this video, but we'll call her L.
Okay.
And I remember, I think some relative of either mine or hers got married, and then we were little kids running around, and we would pretend to be married. Like we were getting married on that same day. We were making promises to each other that we were going to get married. Yeah.
Wow.
So even when I was young, I always wanted to get married.
Wow.
So, but the problem is when you are the minority in a small town, it's just, you struggle a lot with feeling self-confident, with feeling your identity. And did you ever hear that story called The Ugly Duckling?
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like the ugly duckling. Like I was like the one different. Yo, future Adam here. I wanted to let you all know that from here on the podcast, the audio quality is going to drop a bit. Unfortunately, my micro SD card that was recording directly from the microphones was full and I didn't realize it. So the audio from here on is going to be from the cameras. Without further ado, let's continue the podcast. Well, the ugly duckling was a swan. Ended up being a swan, right? So I was just like the swan amongst ducks. And I just...
You stood out.
Yeah, I stood out, and so I didn't feel very confident.
So were you also in the camp that thought dating should lead to marriage?
I wasn't a Christian at the time.
But you said your dream was to get married, even when you were a kid.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think for me, when I liked someone, I never liked them thinking I just wanted to have fun with a new person. Like, anytime I started liking someone or wanted to date them, it was because I was looking at them like, oh, this could be the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if you weren't a Christian, you did equate dating to like something more like serious.
Yeah, making it more permanent.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay. Wait, so I'm curious because you had older siblings. Did they also approach dating that way? Did they not give you any?
Yeah, no, we didn't really talk about any of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's like the Midwest culture at the time that I was growing up, but there was never like serious talk about those type of things amongst family members.
That's the like fantasy I have about people with siblings.
Oh.
That you like joke around and you tease each other and you help each other out and with dating and all of that, but I guess it's just a fantasy.
Some of my siblings were also a little bit older than me.
Oh, I see.
So it wasn't like I was able to really have a deep conversations with them.
Yeah.
There was a book that came out in 1997 by a guy named Joshua Harris called I Kissed Dating Goodbye. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, it kind of does. Is this like the purity culture?
Yeah.
And the promise rings and all of that?
Yeah, it was basically this young guy who in his 20s decided to commit like not only his relationship with God, but he wanted to commit like this understanding of not dating for the sake of dating. So this came out while I was in Bible college. And so a lot of people were like soaking up this book. Turns out, unfortunately, he has since rescinded his faith. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And he's like, I was naive and I was like uber like conservative in this process. But so a lot of people were like kind of adopting like, let's date intentionally. Let's look at it like, I forgot the word that people were using back in the day. But
courting.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, okay. There was another wave when I was in college too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so people were like, we're not dating, we're courting. And I'm like,
yeah.
Is it that different, to be honest?
But I guess it's just the idea was more intentionality.
Yeah.
Instead of just dating for fun. But I always, in my mind, looked at dating as a possibility for the future. I never looked at it as just a frivolous, I'm going to have fun with said person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how you like approach friendships too, right? You're not someone to just like go around just for fun. It's like you want to have deeper discussions with someone, actually get to know who they are, right?
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Likewise, right?
I'm the same. Yeah. So I don't think it's unique to the opposite gender. I think it's just our personalities. We tend to gravitate towards that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so Adam, I have some questions for you. These are like quote unquote dating rules, and I'm kind of interested in what you think about these rules. So this first one is a pretty common like rule within Christian circles.
Okay.
I don't know about Korea versus US specifically, but just in general, a lot of like mentors or spiritual leaders will kind of tell people like the 3-date rule. So even if the first date doesn't go well, at least give them 2 more chances before like signing them off. Or even if you really like someone on the first date, don't be quick to like make assumptions. Try to like see them before making a decision. What do you think about the 3-date rule?
Wow. Okay. Well, I've been married for almost 18 years, so I have been so out of the dating scene. But that actually is, I kind of like it. I kind of like it because a lot of times, especially, I don't know about female side, I can speak for the male side.
Yeah.
If we are physically attracted to the opposite gender, unless you're super, super cool and like you're not affected by that, usually guys get a little bit flummoxed and they like get tongue twisted and they get nervous. And so for at least guys, especially if they think the girl is like above their class or she's like really, really pretty from their perspective, they are so nervous the first date.
Oh, I see.
And so a lot of times they'll crash and burn.
Oh.
So if there's this like 3-date rule, they could probably like gather themselves.
Oh,
and, like, feel a little bit more confident that they were able to at least survive it the first day. I like it. Because I think that in the past, if you crash and burn, that was it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I agree. I think first impressions are something, but it shouldn't be everything. And I think it's nice to see someone in like different settings. But I would say as a woman, if you feel unsafe, then I don't think you have to give them 3 dates. Like, for example, I didn't really go on a date with this guy, but he was my coworker. He really wanted me to go to something called First Fridays. And it's like the first Friday of each month, the teachers just like hang out at like a local bar and just like grab drinks and just, like casually hang out. And he was so insistent. And I went, and it turned out that the first Friday wouldn't start until like 4:30, but he made me go by 3:30, and he was like trying to like hang out with me for an hour without really asking me on a date.
Okay. And
then he was like really oddly pushy about like, he's like, Koreans love to drink. Why aren't you getting a drink? And I was just like, I drove. I don't want to really do this. And I'm just here to like get to know people. I wasn't intending on drinking even like, cause I'm not really into drinking, but he just was like so insistent that I was like, I don't feel safe and I'm just leaving.
Okay, because he wanted to put you you thought maybe he wanted to put you in a vulnerable state.
I don't know. I didn't feel comfortable with him, like making assumptions that Koreans like drinking, so you should drink. And even though I said no, he didn't respect my no. He just kept pushing.
Okay.
And if it was something else, like, why don't we try this appetizer? I'd be like, okay. But like, I don't know. Something with alcohol just didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe. For like physically, I didn't feel safe. So after that, I just kind of avoided that person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Next rule, quote unquote, is do you believe in soulmates? Do you think there is only one person out there for each person?
See, this is a bad question for a man that's married. Because I have to say soulmates.
Hojin, don't listen.
We'll make an edited version for her without her knowing. No, I love my wife. I actually, even in my day, soulmates were something that people would throw out. But I think from my understanding of context, soulmate wasn't a singular thing. I guess the thought process is soulmate is that one person and only for you. But I've understood soulmates as you could even be married, but you meet another soulmate that like the chemistry is just like obvious, right?
Oh my gosh, Adam, what do you do if that happens?
Well, that's one of the things that I thought a soulmate, the definition of soulmate is that you could technically have, you're married, but you could technically have many soulmates out there that the chemistry is just bumping, like chemistry, like way high. And then of course the temptation to fall into that soulmate situation.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought a soulmate was.
I see.
But I guess there's also the flip side definition where that one person, only that one person was going to work for you.
Yeah.
I guess in the context of maybe a Christian, we kind of think we define it as maybe just one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always thought of it in a more secular view. Because it was something that was vernacular that even before I was a Christian that we used. It's like, oh, she could be your soulmate or that person's your soulmate.
Yeah. And it's like, I've had friends who are like, what if I could meet someone that I align to much better than the person I'm dating now? And that would stop them from getting engaged. And they're like, what if my soulmate's out there? And it's like, yeah. I as you can tell, I don't believe in soulmates. Because I think...
Either definition?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I don't think anyone's compatible. Like, we're all sinners. We're all, like... We all have our individualities. And you, like... A marriage is commitment, right? You're committed to someone and you're always sacrificing and learning to deal with other people. But I do think that you have higher compatibility with some people. Like, I'm not as annoyed by XYZ, but my friend is very annoyed by XYZ. Then obviously they wouldn't date the kind of person I want to date. So
wow.
I think there's like more compatibility. I don't think there's like a soulmate.
Oh, interesting. Such a like, I don't know, is this the right word? Such a pragmatic way to look at it? Because I thought you were on the MBTI. I thought you were an F.
I am.
So I would just assume Fs would be more the
romantic,
the fantasy romantic, yeah, because that approach is very logical. I mean, obviously, an F can't. They can have logical thought processes too. I mean, I do too, even though I'm an F. But I find that interesting about you.
I do get influenced by my emotions.
Okay.
But the concept of like, there's only one person who's like perfect for you, I don't believe that. Because I've had like 19 roommates at this point in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, because since I
started when I was 14, I started living with roommates since I was 14. No one's perfect. Like, no one has perfect chemistry with me. Although we weren't dating, but still we were like living together. And like, some things I love this. And then other times I'd be like, oh, I can never be friends with this girl. I'm only like hanging out with her because she's my roommate. But then some things would happen and we would bond and like, we'd become really close. So I'm just kind of like, I don't really think, I think it's more about like how committed both parties are to making this work.
Okay. So this makes me think that, at least in the context of dating, since we are talking about dating, have you dated someone that you felt like, oh my gosh, this person could be my soulmate? Or have you always been so logical towards it?
Yeah.
Really?
I've never... this is getting personal. But I've never met someone who, like, the more I got to know them, the more I liked them.
What?
It was always the opposite. Like, our first date was the best. And then by the third month, I was kind of like, I'm kind of bored. Like, if this is what dating you looks like, I'm kind of good. Wow. Yeah.
That's fascinating.
So maybe I haven't met my soulmate yet, and that's why I don't believe in soulmates.
Because see, I am to the understanding, at least from what I've seen and experienced from my perspective, is that when you get to know a person and let's say you go on a first date with said person or someone you might be interested in, or it may not even be someone that you're really super that interested in, but as you get to know them, just organically over time, if it's weeks, months, all of a sudden you notice some of the good aspects of said person. And they might not have been attractive to you, I mean, you might not have been attracted to them just on a objective point of view. But then as the months go by, because of their personality or their kindness or whatever it is, all of a sudden you're like, oh,
they're so much more attractive.
Yeah. Or like my love factor for Hyojin, my wife, my first year, I thought, man, there's no way I could love her more.
Oh.
Right? But then by the 18th year, you're like, wow, my love is so much deeper now than it was my first year of marriage.
Yeah.
But it goes along. I've noticed that even outside of my marriage, not with other opposite gender, but just with people in general. So I'm interested because that obviously happens to you, right? In your estimation of people. It just hasn't translated in the dating part.
But even my closest friend who like knows me so deeply because we've known each other since 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
And we've shared a lot of commonalities. And there's things that only she understands and nobody else in this world can understand because we have shared experiences. Even then, there are still moments where I'm like, wow, she's so different from me. And we aren't compatible in XYZ ways.
Sure.
So when I see that, I'm like, I don't think they're soulmates. Like,
wow.
No one's like perfect for you. Another rule. So I heard this a lot, and I think this is specifically a Korean saying.
Okay.
Because I heard it from a lot of Korean emos and ajumas. But they were like, Hannah, you should date a lot of people. And by dating a lot of people, you'll figure out what you like, what you can tolerate, what you don't like, and you'll like kind of find your type. What do you think about this rule?
From a perspective of having been a youth pastor and a pastor, I would never have advised people that I was working directly with to advise them in their life to just go out and variety is the spice of life. I would have always advised be more intentional. And also, I'm like a firm believer in protecting your heart because we can like give our heart away so easily.
Guard your heart.
Yeah, guard your heart. I mean, you can go out with that person, but even if you're going out with that person and they're already their values don't align with yours, don't waste your time. But on the flip side, the emos and ajumas, the older women advising you, I could see the benefit of it. Because you're broadening your horizon.
Yeah. Because you can't really know.
Yeah, maybe you're only fixated on this type of person.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that I'm blocking myself from all these other people that could surprise you.
Yeah. Yeah. Super interesting. Okay.
So what's your thought process? Because you're still dating, unlike me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going on dates. I'm not really dating anyone. I've gone on dates with a lot of people. Okay, actually, that's relative, right? I've went on a handful of dates.
Okay.
All throughout my 20s, even up to like last year. I think I understand what they mean by you want to be exposed to many types of people. And you want to, like, because I think sometimes, like, especially K-dramas, they give you a very warped sense of what dating looks like.
Sure.
And if you're only knowing that, and, like, in Korea, now, not as much, but in the past, a lot of schools were single gender. Like, there was only, high school only for girls.
Yeah.
Middle school's only for girls. Even college is only for girls. So I think they were, like, kind of in that position where they had only hung out with girls, they never had guy friends, and suddenly now they need to get married and they just have no idea of what real men are like. So I think that's their perspective. For me, I think because I'm in a job where I work with a lot of people and I've lived with a lot of different roommates, reading people is a little easier for me. Like I've already had that exposure and I can kind of sense. Obviously, sometimes I'm wrong, but still, like, I think I can kind of sense, like, oh, this person, I can get along. This person, I have shared values. This person, I can respect. This person, I don't feel safe. Like, so I get what they're saying. Didn't always work for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. you alluded earlier to like K-dramas and this perception of dating.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a politically incorrect term to say, but we would call it chick flicks.
Yeah.
Like
They still call it
love
that.
romance things, right?
Mhm.
And I remember we would be like, as guys, we'd be like, come on, man.
Like,
No
this is
guy is
so
just no
unreal.
guy is just
Yeah.
perfect. No guy is 6'2", good looking, and like the most heart like warming person in the world. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
No.
So and then you have to compete with the girls that come into a relationship thinking that you're going to be like said person.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we're already like handicapped. So I would not like those chick flicks at all.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Even like watching them now, I've softened though.
Mm.
In my older age, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay. I can watch like Crash Landing on You and be a little bit more sentimental. You're like, okay, you know, it's cute.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I definitely didn't like them.
It's an unrealistic standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Okay. We're moving on to like more practical roles.
Mm.
So, who do you think should pay on the first date?
Okay. Are you gonna go first or should I go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
I think whoever asked should pay.
I like that.
So if you ask someone to go on a date, even if you're a girl, pay the meal. Like, why not? And
Mm.
I'm not in the camp where you should split the bill for the meal.
Mm.
I don't know. It just feels a little awkward. Like, oh, do you want to split the bill? Yeah, sure. Like, oh, you want to? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Mm.
So just whoever asked, pay. And then if you go to icha, like if you go to a cafe afterwards and the other person pays, that's sort of my rule.
So, is this a thing that covers both Western and Korean culture? Or are we talking more just Korean culture?
I think more just for you because
Mm.
based on my conversations with my friends, there's no longer a
Any rule?
clear rule
Okay.
in either country.
Mm. Okay.
It's just case by case.
Mm.
Because I have girlfriends in the States who are like, I'm never paying for a date.
Oh.
Like, I'll pay
Still.
for everything else, but I'm not paying for dates.
Mm.
And then there are guys in Korea who are similar to that, but also people who are like, of course we should be splitting.
Mm.
There's our friend was telling us about this yesterday, right? The joint account
Mm.
where both parties like
Put in money.
put in money to cover their dates, so they're not like splitting bills and doing all that awkward talk.
Mm. The dating culture, I think, in both the Westernized and Korean culture, it's just is so much more exorbitant in the price.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that people are wanting to find more logical ways to not like put a hole in your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's still maybe a subculture of people that still feel like a man should be chivalrous.
Chivalrous.
Chivalry.
Chivalrous.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if this fits into one of the future topics, but I'll just throw this out.
Mm.
This was back in the mid 90s,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to open the car door for my date,
Mm-hmm.
and she got mad at me.
When was this?
She's like, "What are you doing?" This was back in specifically 1998.
Oh, wow. She was very progressive.
Yeah, she was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm opening the door for you." She's like, "You don't have to do that." And I'm like, "Mm." So like deflated me because I wanted to do that.
I see.
I wanted to be the person that holds open the door when you walk through into a restaurant. I wanted to be the
Yeah.
person that opens the car door.
Yeah. Adam
or the
still does that
person-
right now.
Yeah. And I don't even know if it's something that I was ever taught,
Mm.
but it just seems like a courteous
Mm.
thing
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Even-
definitely.
Even if I wasn't if I wasn't a man with the expectations of old-fashioned rules,
Yeah.
just wanting to like let other people go first before
Mm.
you. But yeah, I remember it just surprised me when she said, like, "Please don't do that." And I was just like, oh. Because that was like a big part of me, like, giving to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Like showing interest,
Yeah.
being nice.
but it's
Oh.
interesting that people now have gotten past all that.
Yeah.
It makes sense because things are so much more expensive.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
How often should you celebrate anniversaries within a dating relationship?
Koreans do this more than,
way
than
more.
Western people.
Yeah.
But I think there's. Why don't you share
What Koreans do?
what Koreans do?
Okay. So in Korea, they really like celebrating random. Well, to me, it feels random, but there's like a lot of couples holidays. So for example, February 14th, Valentine's Day. In
Is it
Korea,
White Day? Is that what they call it?
that's March 14th.
Okay.
So for Valentine's Day, I believe the girl gives chocolates to the guy.
Okay.
And then White Day, the guy gives candies to the girl.
Okay.
I may be mixing this up. But like, there's like couples holidays. And then like when you're a student, they used to do like 11 days, 22 days. Like they would celebrate like doubles of whatever.
Mm.
And like you would have to give them coins or something to like help them celebrate. But now as an adult, I think a lot of people still celebrate like 100 days of dating, 200 days of dating, 300 days of dating, like the first date you went on. So they really like celebrating anniversaries. And in like Korean dramas, you'll always see the girl get really mad because the guy forgot some anniversary, but it's some obscure like celebration. So I'm just curious, like, what do you think? Because I think you and Hyojin actually celebrate more holidays.
February 16th is our define the relationship anniversary.
You celebrate that.
Yeah, we call it our I love you anniversary.
That's so
Because
cute.
when we defined it, we literally said I love you.
Oh.
So then, and then like our wedding anniversary, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
June 9th. Don't know my anniversary dates. I didn't get married until I was 33, almost 34.
Mm-hmm.
But in my perspective, I waited centuries. So when I finally got married, I wanted to relish and remember every occasion.
Oh, I see.
Because it was something that I wanted for so long. Now that I finally have it, like I want to celebrate whatever excuse, you know?
Oh, that's so sweet.
So that's my inspiration behind it.
I see. I don't really care.
See, Hyojin got married nowadays. Back then, it was like, oh, she got married when she was 25.
Yeah.
She had just turned 25
Yeah.
a couple months, but that wasn't that uncommon.
Yeah.
But now when I think about it, she was young.
She was young.
25 years old. A lot of girls like wish they were dating,
Yeah.
wish they knew their future husband. You know, some of them, you know, live longer and like, I'm still not dating and like, she
Said
never-
woman.
low key, if you like Hannah, no.
Shameless plug for Hannah.
Yo, future Adam, back again. This was part 1 of our 2-part dating podcast. It was really fun to film and share with you all. Look forward to next Friday for the second part of our dating podcast. In the meantime, you all, God bless. Peace.